things that...
Good afternoon, Earth. This is Adam Sturch broadcasting from the Mushroom Mansion, Taos, New Mexico, working on oil painting red. Picking up from where I left off last time. I intended to get to the other paintings yesterday, but I ended up slacking a little bit. And this one still has the furthest to go in relation to the triptych. The yellow needs quite a bit of detail still. Yeah, and this one still needs a glut of just general compositional placement. So I'm going to continue with this for the moment and see if I can get to yellow later today. I'm going to continue with the globs that are defining roughly the figure. How do you pronounce the guy's name who did all of the elaborate mishmashes of fruit and fish stuck together to create portraits? Archie Crumble? I can't pronounce his fucking Italian name. I think he was Italian. Anyway, my art history teacher would be so disappointed. But I'll look him up later and practice his name pronunciation, so maybe I can say it next time. But anyway, it's kind of vaguely resembling that dude's portraits. It struck me yesterday. I really like his work, so it must have crept in there a little bit. But anyway, here we go.
So that's a memory too. But how to get it out so that you can actually be, like Jesus says, that which you shall bring out of you will save you. And so how to get it out? Well, I don't know what kind of work you've done. Have you done psychotherapy?
Some.
Much?
Some.
Yeah. Well, maybe some more is in order.
Okay.
In other words, you're going to have to take charge here.
Right.
You're going to take responsibility that here's how it is right now. And I'm paying a cost that I'm not willing to keep paying, if I can possibly help it. But that's going to take some active decisions on my part to get help. Which, by the way, is not easy for me because I'm one of these people that thinks they can do it all by themselves.
True.
Right?
Yes.
Because that's how I survived. That's a memory too.
Yeah.
So, therefore, I'm going to get some psychotherapy. I'm going to see somebody who does body work, so I can release what I'm holding in my body. I might even work with ayahuasca. I do that. I lead retreats with it twice a year. If you came to one of my retreats, I believe me, it would crack you open within a week.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying it's for everybody. I'm just saying that there's lots of routes. And you're going to have to just search it now. You're going to have to make a decision. Is this important enough to me that this question that I just asked is not just an intellectual question at a seminar, but actually a life question that I want to engage with? And if it is, then you'll do it.
Right.
And you'll find it. It'll come to you. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. What is ayahuasca? Well, you might ask. It's a plant from the Amazon that it makes a tea that you drink, and it tastes awful and it makes you puke. That's what it is. Okay? Any other questions? It also gives you deep insight and visions that tell you about your reality. It's nothing that you do on your own. You do it in a proper ceremony. It's a ceremony developed by the shamans in the Amazon. I don't lead the ceremonies. I lead the retreats. People I work with who are trained that way lead the ceremonies. There's chanting at night, there's the drink, there's the experience, then there's the preparation and the processing of the experience afterwards. And it's like 10 years of psychotherapy in a week. But it's not for everybody. I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying it is out there. There are local ceremonies as well. There's people who do ceremonies here in San Francisco and in this area. Really good people. They can be very healing. They don't have the retreat format that I have to facilitate, so there's not this work around it. But imagine this kind of work done over a week with 25 people, all of whom also share 3 ceremonies. And all that psychic and emotional opening that happens in ceremony. It can be very frightening, very difficult. I don't care. It's not about is it beautiful, it's frightening. It's all about what is being learned. So in a nutshell, that's what it is. And there's a documentary that you can watch on YouTube on my work with ayahuasca. And I forget the title, but it's, well, you know, you can maybe tell it to you. Hold on a second. If you want to watch it, websites, let's see here. Yeah, here it is. So you go to YouTube, and it's a Portuguese title. But you know what, so I'll bring up this document. Anybody who wants to can write down the URL afterwards. I'm not going to read it out to you now, it's too complicated. And you can just watch the documentary. You can also Google me and ayahuasca, and you can hear a lecture that I gave here in San Jose, California, last year at a conference. Okay? So you can learn all about it. AYAHUASCA. There's tremendous information out there about it. And again, what I have to emphasize, it has to be done in the right context, under the right guidance. Okay? And it's not for everybody. Okay, other Terry?
Yes.
Okay, Clara, yeah. So you got you got it where you're not saying no, you got the impact. Why aren't you saying no?
Because I feel like, so for me it's at work. I have a lot of chronic pain due to, well, partly, that showed up around being on a computer all the time. So wrist, elbow, and now shoulder, to where I have frozen shoulder. But I feel like doing the work that I do allows me to be in the CIS community, which feels like my home. And if I didn't have this job, there's a lot I love about the job, and it keeps me here as part of the community, and it's underwriting my PhD. So it's a heavy...
So the story is that I don't say no because I want to be part of the community.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, to say no, I don't know how I would have the job. So to say no means exile, excommunicate. I mean...
Yeah, so what you're saying is, if I say no, I won't be part of the community.
Right.
Fair enough? Right. How new is that?
How new?
Yeah. I mean, what was your story as a kid?
Yeah. It's sort of mysterious to me. I had what I conceive of as very nurturing parents. I had a really nurturing mom. I breastfed. I was accepted for who I was. I felt like...
Terrific. You were great for me. Thanks very much. I love this kind of example.
I'm your example.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thanks for volunteering. Tell me a little bit about your... do you mind doing this work?
No.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about your family then.
I have one older brother. My mom's a therapist.
Tell me about your childhood in that family is what I mean.
My childhood.
Yeah.
Let's see, I guess there's a lot of contrast between my brother and I. He was always quite emotive, very easily expressed emotion, easily expressed like, I love you. When I would get hurt or embarrassed, I would run to a closet or want to be not seen.
Perfect. But you had wonderful nurturing parents and a great childhood.
Yes.
But when you were hurt, you ran into a closet.
Right.
What's wrong with this picture?
Well, my assumption was that I was overly attended to, and I was trying to...
That's, okay, yeah. So, just imagine a 1.5-year-old who's hurt.
Yeah.
And she's saying to herself, gosh, I wish I could get some help right here, but I think I'm being overly attended to. 1.5-year-old?
Right, yeah, I don't remember that.
Of course you don't.
No, yeah.
Well, you know what? You do remember it. You just don't recall it.
Right.
Here's a story. You have children?
No.
If you had a 5-year-old who felt hurt or scared or whatever, what would you want her to do?
Come to me.
Come to you.
Yeah.
If you had a 5-year-old and you found out that this kid felt hurt, scared, or whatever, and she didn't come to you, how would you understand that?
I'd wonder what was wrong with me. Why didn't I make her feel secure or safe?
Well, that's the right question. But how would you? But what you have to understand is this kid does not feel safe with me. This kid does not feel that I'm here, that I can be trusted to take care of her. Now, what is her experience when she can't go to mommy with fear or hurt? What is her experience?
It will hurt mom too much.
No, that's her thought. Maybe. What is her actual experience? What is she feeling?
lonely,
Lonely.
and sad,
Sad.
frightened,
Frightened.
angry.
Angry. Right. That was your childhood.
Sure doesn't feel like that. I mean,
Well, I mean,
yeah.
okay, all right. Maybe you were the one kid in the history of the universe.
No, I'm not saying it isn't the case. I'm saying
You feel that your feelings don't match up with that.
yes. I'm just saying that.
Sure. Okay. Well, look. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't. There's a reason why it doesn't feel like that.
Right.
And the reason is that what would you have done if you had allowed your feelings to feel your feelings? Then what would your situation have been then?
Having to be responsible. I mean, I guess what's coming to me is having to be responsible not only for my own pain and fear, but also for.
Well, actually, you would have been in a state of impossible emotional distress.
Mm-hmm.
You could not allow yourself to feel those feelings because you were so alone with them.
Mm-hmm.
So you suppress them. And that's why you don't recall them. So you see, it doesn't feel like it.
Right.
But just imagine any child for a moment cowering in a closet for fear of letting her emotions out.
Mm-hmm.
Just what do you feel when you look at that child?
Well, I guess a couple things are coming up. Yeah, that's sad.
Okay.
And I believe that it's the case. I guess the place I'm at now is how do I even reconcile my intellectually believing this,
Yeah.
but tapping into the actual somatic knowing of that and believing it.
Sure, okay. Well, this is the next exercise I'm going to do. Let's do it with you, okay? Do you ever get upset with anybody in your life?
Yeah.
Can you tell me the last time you were upset with somebody? By the way, this is for all of you, okay? Barb, or Carla is just being the brave volunteer. Okay, so when was the last time you were upset with somebody?
Yeah, okay, so probably someone I lived with.
So what's that?
Someone who I live with.
Somebody you live with?
Yes.
What happened? Can I get a piece of paper, please? Carry on.
Okay. I brought up an issue around cleaning.
You brought up an issue?
An issue around cleaning the house.
What, just as you say what happened.
Specifically?
You
Okay.
said, they said.
Right.
You said.
Okay, so I would have said, I've noticed that there seems to be a film of grease on the dishes quite often. I know that we all need to, sort of be mindful of using soap or using hot water. Let's just all notice how, we're cleaning the dishes.
Oh boy.
Something to that effect. Yeah. Can we be mindful of making sure that the dishes are clean once we put them in the
Let
dish
me tell you something right away.
Yeah.
If you were the only other person in the world, I wouldn't want to live with you. Okay? Based on what you just said. Okay?
Uh-huh.
But I'll let that pass for the moment.
Okay.
I'll tell you in a while. I'll tell you in a moment. Are you okay with this game?
Yeah, totally. I asked for it.
Okay, great.
I brought you here.
But okay, so you said, right, this is about as snarky and supercilious as it gets.
Mm-hmm.
But and indirect too.
Mm-hmm.
Direct would be clean the damn dishes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, what did they say?
I thought I was cleaning them all.
I thought I was cleaning them all, okay? And your emotional response was? What did you feel? What's your emotional reaction?
Well, I live with multiple people, so it was like, well, maybe it's not this person, maybe it's another person. So it's like, I'm going to wait and see.
I'm sorry. When this person said,
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but you weren't talking about that particular person.
Well, I live with multiple people.
And the person who you were
Directly talking to.
wasn't the one who responded, is that what you're saying?
No, she did respond, and I guess my sense in the immediate moment was relief.
What did the person say about who you were talking?
The person said, I haven't really noticed that.
I haven't noticed that, okay.
Mm-hmm.
What did you feel?
I felt a sense of tentative relief because I had brought the issue up.
Wait. We're talking about upset here.
Okay.
I asked you when was the last time you were upset with somebody. You're talking about relief.
Well,
What was the upset?
the upset was,
What was the emotion? What were the feelings that you had?
well, I guess the feelings are resentment that things...
Not that. Resentment.
Resentment, yeah,
Which is another word for anger, by the way.
right.
Anger. Now, first of all, do you notice how difficult it is for you to get to the feeling?
Mm.
You start about tentative relief and all.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean to have what does it mean to have tentative relief? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you have relief or you don't have relief.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well,
Look,
tentative in that maybe the situation will change.
Stay with me.
Okay.
Stay with me. This difficulty getting to your feelings is the memory of your childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But then you identify those the anger. Any other emotions that beside anger?
I guess self-pity.
Notice the phrasing, I guess.
Yeah,
This is the memory of your childhood.
Mm-hmm.
You distance yourself. So now you have to guess what your feelings actually are.
I do.
But self-pity, what's another word for self-pity? Because self-pity is an analysis.
Right, debating on whether or not I have enough time in the 10 minutes
Compassion for
remaining
oneself?
No, compassion
to
is not
shade
the
all of
self-pity.
those new globs.
No,
I think not, so I'm going to cut it here
let this person
and
do it over.
pick up with the second part right now.
Anger and sadness, right?
All right, take two.
Any tinge of hurt? Just ask.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Anger, sadness, and hurt. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now let me ask you, what did you feel anger and sadness and hurt about?
As a child, you mean?
No. In this incident that we're talking about.
Yeah, I guess I picked sort of a benign example, which maybe wasn't accidental.
No.
Yeah, I'm thinking about...
This is the perfect example.
Okay.
Okay? I'm asking you, what did you feel anger, hurt, and sad about?
That... I guess my contributions or my level of comfort in the home or my needs aren't noticed.
Your needs aren't noticed.
Or respected.
Your needs are not noticed or respected. Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're going to ask other people in the room here to help us out for a moment, and then we'll come back to you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, we're not going to pass the mic around because there's no time for it, but for those of you that might possibly have an explanation for why this other person said what they said, without that having anything to do with not respecting or noticing Clara's needs or feelings. So why might this other person have responded the way they did? That has nothing to do with them not respecting or accepting, seeing Clara's needs. Okay? Any other possible explanations? We're not saying which is right, by the way. You understand? We're just looking for possible explanations for what happened. Okay? So this is what happened. Then there's your emotional reaction. Then there's your belief that this means that I'm not being respected and my needs aren't being seen. Let's see if there's any other possible explanations. Okay? Yes.
I would feel attacked in some way.
So perhaps the person felt attacked when you spoke the way you spoke. Okay? Can you see that as a possibility?
Sure.
Yeah. What else?
That person doesn't know what her needs are.
That person doesn't know what your needs are. Okay? And yes.
They don't know how upset she is.
They don't actually get how upset you feel. Okay? Yes.
They're okay with the dishes the way
They're okay with the dishes exactly the way they are. Okay? One more perhaps. Yeah.
they didn't notice her. They didn't notice what upset them.
They didn't know what upset you. Okay, one more.
I didn't trust that what she was saying was really what she meant, so authenticity.
Maybe they didn't quite get what you were saying, or didn't trust where you were coming from, perhaps, because of the way you speak. Because of the indirectness in your speech. And I'll give you one more. Maybe you trained them not to notice your needs. Okay? Now, you hear all these possible explanations. So there's 8, 9 different explanations here. Are you with me?
Yes.
That potentially explain why person X said what they said. Then there's your explanation, which is that they don't respect or see my needs. Okay? Which of those is most hurtful to you?
My version.
Your version.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Well, let's notice something. See, this is all about the fact that you don't think you remember your childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So stay with me here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's notice something. There are 10 possible explanations. You chose the worst possible one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first point. The second point is, you didn't choose it. Because it's not like you went through all these other 10 and you asked yourself, well, which could be true here? Oh, it must be this one. It was totally automatic, right? You see that too? How automatic it was? That's the second point. The third point is that you didn't react to what happened. What did you react to? You reacted to your interpretation of what happened. You see that? That's the third point. And that's why I said earlier, we're never upset about what we're upset about. Now the question is, why, and by the way, Clara, you're not any different from me, you're not any different from anybody else here. This is how it goes. That's the whole point. That's why you're volunteering is such a gift. But here's how it goes. The question is now, why? Why does this happen? Why does the mind automatically go to the worst possible explanation? And why, it's because that's your memory of your childhood. You're not in your present. You're not in the present. You're in the past. Remember I said in the beginning that the thing is to redeem ourselves from our history. Now, your sense of your needs not being respected and seen is precisely your childhood. Can you see that? That's why you ran into the closet. Okay? Now, you think you don't remember it? You do. It shows up in your life every day. It shows up in the fact that you're afraid that you're going to lose your community if you authentically state what your needs are. But if you said to this community here, this evolved, enlightened, spiritually minded, therapeutically based, evolving consciousness,
It's very ironic.
community, and if you said to these people that actually my body's saying no to what I'm doing right now, and I'm so afraid of losing contact with you, I'm actually suppressing myself. Is that the present, or is that what you did as a kid? That's the memory. So that, and then here's the point, and then we're going to have to end this session. I'll take time for questions if you want. Is we have two kinds of memory. There's the explicit memory, which is recall. You can't call back. Recall is what you call back. You can't call back any experiences of these emotions. You can't recall them. But the recall, and you think therefore it's not the reality. But recall memory is only one kind of memory. In fact, it's the weakest kind of memory. A much more powerful memory is what's called implicit memory. And implicit memory is the emotional experiences embedded in your psyche and in your brain that come up in the present, but you don't see them as memories. You think you're reacting to the present. That's what an implicit memory is. So it's not true, Claire, that you don't remember your childhood. Every day you remember your childhood. The very fact that you can't say no, because otherwise you think you'll lose attachment, is a memory. The very fact that you think that if you lose attachment, even if it was true, that if you expressed your needs, you would lose this job, even if that was true, I don't know if it's true or not, even if it was, if you didn't perceive yourself still as a child who was dependent on attachment. In other words, if you saw your needs, who's the one who has to see your needs here? Who doesn't see your needs? Who's the one?
Me.
You, do you get that? If you saw your needs, it wouldn't matter if anybody else did or not. And if you saw your needs, you'd attract people into your life who also saw your needs. But the very suppression of your needs is the memory, and then the emotions that you experience when somebody else doesn't see your needs, or you perceive that they don't. That's your childhood memory. It's not true that you don't remember. You just have to recognize the memory for what it is, as memory. Are you with me? Any questions? Why did you look at your watch? Why did you look at your watch?
I looked at my watch because I'm in a dual role of hosting the workshop also, so I have to see.
You can't
what
step
time
out of the
it
role
is.
for a second, can you?
Yeah,
You can't step out of the role.
it's hard.
I see that.
Yeah.
And look, I know that too. So it's not an accusation.
Yeah.
I just want you to notice. Okay? Remember what I said in the beginning? That one of the risk factors for illness is rigid and compulsive identification with duty, role, and responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
This is how hard it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions?
Nothing that I can formulate or articulate right now.
Okay, well, here's what I suggest you do then. Do this exercise of to know what, what's the impact, what's the story behind it. And every time you get upset, sit down and go through this exercise. What happened? What happened is what I said, what they said. Not that they were arrogant, that's not what happened. What happened is that they said something. And what happened? What was my emotional reaction? What was my interpretation? What are the possible interpretations? And your interpretation is always going to be a memory of your child. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, that's as much as I can teach you in 3 hours. Now, I know some of you may have to leave. Those of you that wish to stay, if asked for questions. First of all, let's just have those people that have to leave right now just leave, okay? Just take a minute to do that. And thank you very much for coming, all of you. Thank you. So we'll allow people to leave, and then those that wish to stay and ask questions, we'll do that, okay?
What you doing? Eidolon stayed out all day and night. She sleeps best after she's worried.
Is that okay if you stay a few minutes to ask questions?
That's fine.
Okay, questions? Yes. So the mic will come to you.
What is your definition of the psyche?
For the psyche? Just can you stay with Mike? What do you understand it when I say the word psyche?
What?
What do you understand when I say that word?
Well, I'm always thinking of the Jungian definition in the root of the
so what
word.
do you understand by it?
It's sort of like a living plant of energy that blossoms within the individual.
Okay, that's not what I mean. So what I think asking. So what I mean is, it's words are just words, right? And when I talk about the psychoneuroimmunology, when I talk about the relationship between psyche and body, I'm talking about our emotional existence, conscious or unconscious, mostly unconscious actually. Okay. So that our body is responding to our unconscious beliefs and unexpressed emotions. Yeah.
I feel I have to be a perfectionist due to adaptation.
Yeah.
Okay, how at this stage in my life can I learn to recognize where I'm coming from? Is it my...
Well, look, first of all, you said you feel like I have to be a perfectionist. That's not a feeling.
That's not a feeling.
That's not a feeling. A feeling is I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm sad, I'm angry. Those are feelings. But I have to be a perfectionist. It's not a feeling. What is it?
A belief.
It's a belief, right?
A wrong belief.
It's a belief. Wrong or right, it's a belief. And you probably understand by now that the belief is what you adapted, if you will, in order to survive your childhood. So that every time the question of, I have to be perfect comes up for you, you're going to have to be conscious of it. And asking myself, okay, I have this belief that I have to be perfect. Is that really true? Or is that still just my childhood? And then, and what is the impact? I really wanted to talk to you. So that's okay for you to leave. If you need to do that, that's fine. I got it, yeah. So my request is that you send me an email. Okay? You're welcome. What's your name? Natalia. Okay, I'd just like to speak with you sometime. Okay, so you can get my information from Clara. Yeah, thank you. But that's fine. So whatever works. Okay, I just wanted to complete our conversation. That's all. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So you have to ask yourself, recognize. Okay, I got this belief that I have to be perfect right now. Is that really true, or is it just my own childhood stuff showing up? And then you have a decision to make. So it's going to be practice for you. Just notice it every time.
And
there's no big how.
on in the background there is Gabor Mate's When the Body Says No. Complete lecture, without the intro that I just rebuilt last night and posted, and I'm presently building a new one that will be posted in a minute to the Gabor Mate list on my YouTube channel. Thank you all for your support online. Facebook, it seems, is trying to completely screw me. They sent me another email saying that I haven't completed an appeal. And when I click on the button that says appeal, it takes me to the screen that says you already submitted an appeal on June 25th. So that was however long ago, 20 days, 10 days, I don't fucking know. I'm not very good at math, honestly. So that is that. With Facebook, it looks like they'll delete me and I'll have to make a new account in 159 days when they say it's due to be deleted due to my not submitting an appeal, which I did. So great job, guys. Wow. Awesome meta. Newfangled ways to block someone for 2 months, 3 months, and 4 months actually, before deleting their account in its entirety for no reason at all. Excellent job, guys. So I guess that fits the theme of red. But anyway, the face is developing a little bit more clearly. And I think most of the globs are in place now for me to start detailing and rendering them more clearly.
Threaten his children, then my mother will grow up very fearful.
So once those are all shadowed and lit and a bit more reflective, I think this will be a pretty interesting painting. But that's it for the moment. Thanks for watching. It's Adam Sturch broadcasting from the Mushroom Mansion House, New Mexico, working on an oil painting, red, third in the primary triptych. And Eidolon is safe and sound. If anyone was concerned other than me, she sleeps best after she's worried me by being out and playing all night. As you can see, Eidolon, the cat. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's a sleepy cat.
Caused by stuff that happened in his childhood. And that's why it says in the Bible that the sins of the fathers are passed on to the
Fat bread.
generations.
All right. Have a good day, Earth.
Is that